Hi everyone, Alex here. Continuing with our Revit from 0 to 100 course. Today we're going to be doing some floor framing tweaks. We're going to tweak a little bit the structure. We're going to do the walls. We're going to split them vertically. There are a couple of ways of doing this. This is just a workaround, but I think you'll find it useful. So I'll see you in Revit. And remember, this video is part of our Revit Multi-trade from 0 to 100 course. So if you haven't seen the previous videos, go ahead and watch them now, because if not, you're going to be completely lost. Hi everyone, this is Alex with BIMitUp, where we help you with professional training and coaching in mechanical, electrical, plumbing, fire protection systems, and Autodesk platforms like Revit and AutoCAD MEP. Let's get started. And there's one thing that I think is worth mentioning, and it's let's take a look, for example, on this part on the north kitchen area. Each one of these beams is really penetrating into the wall. Like if you see, let's go to a section so you see what's going on. So let's go to our top footing plan. Let's grab this section. Let me just slide it up a little bit. Right, so let's say it's like about here. Let's double click on it. And then here, well, first you can see that our resting plank is not really aligned with the wall. So in reality, even if you align it, so I'm going to do AL, you don't really want to align it to this part of the wall, because this is finishing. Remember, the structure of this wall is as follows. You have the structure, which was the concrete masonry unit, and you have the thermal barrier, which is this one, right? It starts with insulation. And then you have the 1/2 inch of gypsum board, which is this here. In reality, this wall ends here at the structural floor. And then from here down, it's only block. You can split walls. Right now, this is a single wall all the way up. So you could split it. You could do SL and split it, let's say, right here. And then now this wall is split. So if I go to a 3D view and I click on this wall, you see that it's split in the top part and the bottom part. So now I can go to the bottom part. I'm going to go to the section so it's clear. And then I can change this from, let's say, the exterior kitchen type of wall that contains the other two layers. I could change it to the exterior Florida room, for example, which is only block. And now I can align properly. Now I can bring my block wall to my main wood floor level. In reality, it should be the structural floor, but you know, it's so minor that I don't really care. But my point is that you can split walls vertically, and then you could get this element. And let's see if I put it in wireframe, this element, instead of going all the way through, you would just shorten it. Okay. The issue now is that if you go to the 3D floor framing view, if you do tab select, now you cannot select the whole thing because we hosted it to that reference plane already. So you would have to edit each one of these individually or recreate the beam system. So in my case, let me close top of footing, and I'm going to go to top of foundation. Now here you can see how this wall is only block. This one, since it's still a single wall all the way through to the top, then here I do see the finishing, even though we know it's not true, right? We know the real situation at the foundation level is just a block wall. And now that I mentioned it to you, it's bothering me a little bit, so I think I'm going to fix it. So I'm going to go with my section. I'm going to come down here, double click on it, SL to split. I pick this wall, shrink it until it reaches the level. I click on it, and I'm going to change it to the Florida room, which is just block. Let's align. Now we can keep traveling with our section. Let's rotate it 90 degrees. Let's go here. Do the same thing with this wall. SL. We change this one to Florida room. Now we align. Back to foundation. We rotate 90 degrees back. Place it here. Open our section. Split our wall. Bring it down. Select. Change. Align. Rotate 90 back. SL to split. Grab our wall. Shrink. Now change. Let's keep traveling with our section. 90. Split. Shrink. And change. Back to our foundation. Rotate 90. Grab our section. Place it here. Split. Grab from here. Shrink. Change. And now align. Now rotate 90. Place it here. Split. shrink, and change, and align. Back to foundation, rotate 90, open section, split, shrink, change, and align. Back to foundation, rotate 90, open my section, split, shrink, change, select, change, align. Take a look at our 3D framing, and we have to split a little bit more north. We actually have to align this to wall, so AL, this one. I have to bring this one back, go to the section, bring this up, let's align. Back to foundation. So we have this wall here, we have this wall here, which will resplit and change. And then we have this wall here. Let's go to our section, we'll resplit and change, so that one's good. Back to top of foundation, one last rotation, 90. Go to this wall, open our section, we're going to split this wall, shrink, and change, and align. Now let's go back to 3D framing. That's a lot better, right? But still, if you really want to go into detail, you want to edit each one of these beams so it doesn't go through the block wall. The way you would do that is, let's do this one for example. Since this is pinned, so you cannot modify, right? So you would have to unpin first, and then you grab it from here, and you bring it back, just like that. And then you do the same thing with the other side. You grab it from here, you bring it back. And you would have to do that for each one of those. I think I'm going to do it anyway, just because it's going to look better. And I'm going to take advantage, and I'm going to adjust this resting planks. So the way I'll do that is just click here, like that, and then I would stretch this one all the way to here. Okay, and then I do the same thing on this side, and go like that, and then I stretch like that. So I'm going to do that throughout the whole building. I'm going to speed up the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, it took a little bit, but it's looking really good now. So I'm happy, you know. Everything's trimmed, perfectly meeting. Let's take a look at our 3D floor framing. Now make sure you visit BIMitUp.com. Over there you'll be able to log in if you already have login information, or if you want to become a member, you can sign up with Google, Facebook, or with your email address. And once you're a member and you're logged in, you have access to a lot of good features. You can access your bookings from here, you can go to my programs, and even some free ones that I offer there. I'm running a little bit of a scholarship program here, because I don't want money to be the reason why you cannot develop professionally. So these are all the programs that I'm a participant on, and these are the ones that I have completed. So go ahead and visit BIMitUp.com. Becoming a member is free, but I do not run ads in any of my stuff. So the creation of the content is made possible entirely from patrons and other contributions. So if you can, consider subscribing. I'll leave a link in the description of the video, and I'll see you soon.